Hello math learners, welcome to the fourth series in preparation for the Term 1 examination for Mathematics 7. So now in this video, we will be discussing questions 31 to 40. If you haven't watched the first 3 reviewer series, please do so for you to follow our discussion. Okay, so without further ado, let's do this. Question number 31. Which set of steps will correctly construct a triangle with 3 60-degree angles and 6 centimeter sides using a ruler and protractor? Is it draw a 6 centimeter segment, then mark 45 degrees from both endpoints and connect the lines? Is it draw 3 separate 6 centimeter segments without measuring any angles and randomly connect them? Is it draw a 6 centimeter segment, then mark 90-degree angle from both endpoints and connect the lines? Or is it draw a 6 centimeter segment, then use a protractor to mark 60-degree angles from both endpoints and extend the lines until they meet? What do you think is the answer? Alright, my dear math learners, among the 4 given options here, the most suitable answer would be what? Very good. That is the fourth one. Because what you need to do in order to achieve the 60-degree angles is you need to use a protractor and then connect both endpoints until those lines meet. Alright, easy, right? So now let us go to the next question. Which rule correctly applies when dividing 2 rational numbers? The quotient is always 0. The quotient is undefined. Is it? To divide rational numbers, it is necessary to look for its irrational counterpart, or to divide rational numbers, use the same rules for dividing fractions and decimal. What do you think is the answer? Alright, my dear math learners, in dividing 2 rational numbers, you just need to apply what you learn in dividing fractions and decimals. That is the fourth one. Easy, right? So I hope you got that one. Now let us go to question 33. What is the result of 4 plus 3 times 6 minus 12 divided by 3? Is it 14? Is it 20? Is it 18? Or is it 16? What do you think is the answer? Alright, my dear math learners, in order for us to answer this, we need to follow the MDAS rule. Now, we need to first use the multiplication or division from left to right. So, left to right, left to right. So, we need to solve this first. 3 times 6, that is 18. Okay, so consider this is as 18. Then we have here division, left to right. So, 12 divided by 3. So, that is 4. So, we have 4 plus, this is 18. So, 4 plus 18, what would be the answer? Very good, 22. 22 minus, what is the answer for this one? 4. So, 22 minus 4, that would be 18. So, let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. So, now let us go to the next question. A bag is originally priced at 1,500 pesos with a 15% discount. How much is the discounted price? Is it 1,275 pesos? Is it 1,200 pesos? Is it 1,400 pesos? Or is it 1,350 pesos? What do you think is the answer, my dear math learners? Alright, my dear math learners, in order for us to answer this one, what you need to do is, you just multiply 1,500 pesos times 15%. And when we say 15%, that is 0.15. So 0.15 times 1,500, that would give you 225 pesos. So 225 pesos, you just subtract that to the original price and you will have 1,275. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? So now let us go to the next question. What is the quotient of 3/4 divided by 1/4? Is it 3? Is it 1? Is it 3/16? Or is it 1/3? What do you think is the answer? Alright, my dear math learners, in order for us to answer this one, we need to know the rule in dividing fractions. So, what is the rule in dividing fractions? We follow KFC. What is that KFC stands for? Keep, flip, then change. Okay, so we keep this one, 3/4. We flip this 1/4. That will become 4/1. Okay, and then change division to multiplication. So that would be 3/4 times 4/1. So you cancel 4 and 4 in the numerator and denominator, and then 3/1 will be the remaining values. So 3/1, that would be 3. Alright, so let's check whether we are correct. Right, easy, right? I hope you got that one. Now, let us go to the next question. Which of the following correctly expresses 720 as a percentage? Is it 45%? Is it 40%? Is it 35%? Or is it 70%? What do you think is the answer, my dear math learners? Okay, in order for you to answer this one, it's very simple. So we have here 20 as our denominator, right? So talking about percentage, it always talk about 100%, right? So what we do is we just multiply it by 5. So 7 times 5, 20 times 5. So that would be 35 over 100. And 35 over 100, that would be 35%. Easy, right? I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now let us go to the next question. A polygon with 9 sides is called A. Is it heptagon? Is it decagon? Is it nonagon? Or is it octagon? What do you think is the answer? Alright, very easy, my dear math learners. This question is just about definition. So, a polygon with 9 sides, that is called, very good, nonagon. Easy, right? Now, let us go to the next question. A regular polygon has an exterior angle of 20 degrees. What can you conclude about its number of sides and interior angle? It has 20 sides and interior angle is 160 degrees? Or is it 18 sides, interior angle is 160 degrees? Or is it 18 sides, interior angle is 150 degrees? Or is it 15 sides, interior angle is 165 degrees? What do you think is the answer, my dear math learners? Alright, my dear math learners, this is very easy. What you need to do is, you just divide 360 degrees by 20. So by doing so, you get what? 18. That 18 will serve as your sides. So you have 18 sides. So therefore, 20 sides and 15 sides are wrong. Okay, so you only have these two. But what is the interior angle? So that 20 degrees, you just get the supplementary pair of it. So 180 minus 20, that is 160 degrees. So therefore, the correct answer would be 18 sides, interior angle 160 degrees. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? So now let us go to question number 39. Which of the following correctly expresses 0.75 or 75 hundredths as a fraction in simplest form? Is it 75 over 1? Is it 7/5? Is it 3/4? Or is it 75 over 100? What do you think is the answer? Alright, my dear math learners. Having 0.75 or 75 hundredths, that is in fractions, that would be this one, 75 over 100s. However, we are dealing here with the simplest form. Now, 75 over 100 is not yet in simplest form. We can still get the lowest or the simplest form for this one by dividing both sides, numerator and denominator, by 25. And by doing so, we will get a value of 3/4. So that would be our answer for this one. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? And now let us go to the last question for part 4. Which statement correctly explains the difference between convex and non-convex or concave polygons? A convex polygon always has fewer sides than a non-convex polygon. Is it in a convex polygon, all interior angles are less than 180 degrees, while a non-convex polygon has at least one interior angle greater than 180 degrees? Or a non-convex polygon always has equal sides? Or a convex polygon always has curved sides? What do you think is the answer, my dear math learners? Alright, my dear math learners, in order for you to answer this one, basically, you need to know the definition of convex and concave or non-convex polygons. The only difference is that in the convex polygon, all of the values in the interior angle are less than 180 degrees, while in the concave or non-convex polygon, one of the interior angle is greater than 180 degrees. And that is the second statement. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? So my dear math learners, congratulations for finishing the 4th part of our reviewer series. You have already finished the first up to the 40th question. One more. So if you find this very helpful, please click that subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated. And please share this to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. So without further ado, let's go to the last part of our reviewer series.